भाई आप सुनाओ कैसे हो?
बहुत बहुत बढ़िया। 1-1.5 घंटे से वैसे सेटअप करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तब पूछा नहीं।
तो फॉर्मेलिटी भी तो करनी है ना पॉडकास्ट के लिए, तो भाई यही की बात है।
सही बात है।
राइट ऑन।
बट भाई ऑनेस्टली यार, टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेटअप के 1-1.5 घंटे से लगे हुए हैं, एंड नॉट जस्ट 1-1.5 घंटा, मतलब दिस बीइंग द फर्स्ट पॉडकास्ट, आई थिंक वी शुड टॉक अबाउट इट अ बिट। यार मजा बहुत आया यार ये पूरा सेटअप।
भाई ये सेटअप करने में I'll be completely honest, यहाँ पे मेरे को exactly ये वाली फील आई कि भाई we are actually creating a man cave for us.
राइट
भाई it was extremely interesting भाई, क्या नाम है, putting on lights, सब कुछ खुद किया भाई,
टेबल
each and everything खुद करी।
राइट
भाई टेबल लेके आए, ठीक है, लाइट्स लगाई, उसके बाद भाई दुनिया जहान की टेक्निकलिटीज भाई, टू फिगरिंग आउट what kinds of software we are going to use, figuring out कि भाई माइक कौन से यूज करने हैं, क्या करना है, भाई समझ रहे हो? It's actually kind of a learning process for us, for both of us.
भाई पता है, for some weird reason back before the pandemic when we used to work out together, भाई back then we were researching for recipes.
Workout मतलब एक महीना, right? हाँ
भाई चल ठीक whatever, but जो भी मतलब when I also was very
into the working out.
Yeah, when I was very enthusiastic about fitness and stuff, when I was very enthusiastic about working out, but it reminded me of those days, man. Because even though the items changed, but भाई the enthusiasm that remained the same.
भाई exactly proper pre-pandemic time वाला जो अपना सिस्टम होता था ना भाई, मतलब पूरा टाइम एक साथ घूमना, दिन है रात है पता ही नहीं चल रहा भाई क्या चल रहा है लाइफ में, वो मेरे को exactly वही वाला टाइम है, and I hope this continues for long भाई.
भाई same.
It is actually very exciting.
But भाई पता, that being said, now that I just mentioned pre-pandemic, I am realizing this now. भाई it's a very weird feeling now that you're completely out of the pandemic. चल अब एक और wave आ रही है, but I'm pretty sure that it won't be that
effective,
we know how to
whatever.
deal with it, so whatever. Hoping कि कुछ ऐसा ना हो. But that being said, भाई if you ever think about the pandemic, भाई pandemic की कोई memory नहीं है actually बीच में.
भाई मैं सीरियसली बताऊं,
Right? भाई
it is a long blank.
blackout, right?
I feel why is that, because of the repetitive nature of it. भाई दिन कब हो रहा है, रात को कुछ पता ही नहीं चल रहा भाई, whatever is going on, sleepless nights आ रही हैं, कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा वो, मतलब what the hell is going on, and on top of that you're hearing such negative news and मतलब all over the media. But it was really difficult, really very difficult.
Bhai, I remember this thing, it used to happen. तू ना मतलब, so basically my room, it has got no windows, nothing. और मैं बहुत ऐसा इंसान हूँ कि मैं अपने रूम में सिक्लूडेड अपना एकदम अलग रह रहा हूँ, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं, मैं काम वाम करके अपना रूम में जाऊँ, अपना टीवी देख रहा हूँ, फोन पे लगाऊँ, whatever, but I'm in my room all the time. That is one thing.
तेरा आइसोलेशन स्टार्टिंग से ही था, मतलब this was nothing new to you.
Yeah, this was.
कि भाई जब 7 दिन का आइसोलेशन करना है,
that was even before the pandemic. But भाई before the pandemic ना, जिम जाना है, कॉलेज जाना है, घूमने जाना है, चल वीकेंड आ गया, दारू पीने कुछ ना कुछ पार्टी करनी है, कुछ ना कुछ करना है, तो एक ना रेपिटेटिव नेचर इतना फिर भी नहीं था, because you were going out, you were seeing the day,
going out in different places, right? मतलब it was not repetitive कि भाई अभी जैसे हम कोविड के टाइम पे, सॉरी पैंडेमिक के टाइम पे, भाई we just going on our terrace जा रहे हैं, max to max भाई घर के सामने वाले पार्क में जा रहे हैं, वो सिस्टम
जाके हम ग्रोसरी शॉपिंग, जब वो भी एक टाइम पे ऑनलाइन हो गया था.
Exactly. जो को मत बोला, I actually own a grocery store. My father owns a grocery store. Don't tell. Come on, इतना मत किया कर. हाँ चल ठीक है, whatever.
For relatability of the audience.
हाँ ठीक है. I feel you.
But by that being said, पता है, I remember because तब ना क्या था कि चल तू टीवी देख रहा है पूरा दिन, तू फोन में गेम्स खेल रहा है, तू अपना Xbox पे गेम खेल रहा है, same repetitive.
हाँ exactly.
भाई एक पॉइंट के बाद I remember this used to happen because there were no windows, nothing, कोई daylight का कोई सीन नहीं,
कुछ पता ही नहीं था,
कुछ नहीं पता था. भाई रात के 11:30 के आसपास तेरी स्नैप आती थी, तेरी स्ट्रीक आती थी भाई, बालकनी में या छत पे खड़े होके कि बस एक स्ट्रीक भेज, और
नीचे लोकेशन लिख के ईस्ट ऑफ कैलाश वहां पे लिखा हुआ,
नीचे लोकेशन देखे कि हाँ भाई दिस इज माय लोकेशन. एंड भाई पता है एक पॉइंट के बाद ना मेरे लिए वो ही रिमाइंडर बन गया था कि अच्छा दिन खत्म हो गया.
भाई I heard this from I don't know how many people. Really? तेरी जो ये वाली स्नैप थी ना भाई, this reminded us कि भाई जब रात हो गई है, मतलब now it's probably time to sleep. ये वाला I've heard this from a lot of people. ये काफी लोगों ने बोला कि we have experienced this.
Seriously. But and पता है honestly I relate with that a bit as well because चल ठीक है, अगर तू बाहर भी निकल रहा है, छत पे भी जा रहा है, नीचे भी कर रहा है डेली बेसिस पे, चल ठीक है whatever. Why? But the thing is that because your life became so purposeless and so repetitive, why? Honestly, I don't think that enough people talk about this.
भाई nobody does. No, मतलब honestly what I feel is कि भाई वो चीज चली गई तो भाई मेरे को I don't know भाई मतलब पूरी दुनिया भूल ही गई उसको मतलब they never focus a lot on it.
भाई
I felt that way.
I believe that people started to talk about it, but then because their offices returned, their colleges, their schools,
exactly.
their friends returned, so they just sort of like it's
हाँ exactly. वो वापस life में वो ना momentum आ गया ना.
Yeah, but
भाई everybody forgot about that.
भाई the problem is that सबकी life में momentum नहीं आया.
हाँ नहीं आया. भाई I know.
ठीक है.
I know भाई please.
भाई सबकी life में momentum नहीं आया, and I think that is a very serious topic that we should sort of try to address a bit.
भाई exactly.
Right?
पता है everybody did not run back at the pace they used to. ये चीज है ही है मतलब at least I believe in that.
भाई पता है I believe that even though चल ठीक है the pace thing that people could not go back to the pace that they belong to. भाई मुझे 3 बार कोविड हुआ. ठीक है. हर वेव में मुझे कोविड हुआ.
हाँ मेरे को याद है.
ठीक है. तीनों बार मुझे कोविड हुआ है. सबसे लेटेस्ट कोविड मुझे लास्ट ईयर इसी टाइम पे हुआ था.
हाँ मेरे को याद है तेरा बर्थडे आने वाला था तेरा कोविड था अच्छे से याद है.
राइट न्यू ईयर से मैं डॉक्टर से पीता रहूंगा कि चुपचाप कमरे में अकेले बैठ कोविड
अच्छे से याद है.
so भाई the thing is कि अब I know for a fact that I've become like this कि चल ठीक है I'm unable to work out because I've gotten lethargic. That happened over the span of 2 years. That has got nothing to do with the fact that I actually had COVID. ठीक है वो that is not.
But thank God you उसको as an excuse use नहीं कर रहा है.
Obviously नहीं भाई I address it.
That's good realization.
I address that. भाई देख I know that I'm doing something wrong. I'm not respecting my physical self like I used to. And that's wrong. I mean, I need to work on it. I'm taking the first step. I'm trying to go on walks. I'm trying to go jogging. I'm trying to push myself whenever I can.
Yes.
You know,
but you're still struggling with it. I've observed that.
Exactly. Because it's been so long. And the problem is that your physical and your mental self is no longer in sync then.
भाई I feel you. मैं इस चीज से relate कर सकता हूँ. मतलब honestly कभी कभी इतना lost feel होता है कि I don't know what is happening.
Same.
Exactly ये वाला सीन चल रहा है. And भाई मेरा तो अलग सिस्टम है भाई मैं तो ढीठ हूँ कि भाई मेरे को जाना ही जाना है वर्कआउट करना ही करना है because of the things I've faced in the past. तो भाई मतलब it's kind of a coping mechanism for me. Okay तो मेरे को समझ आती है भाई ये बात but not everybody can do that.
भाई पता है I believe that not everyone can do that because see for you it's you're very passionate towards working out. But it's not your passion. It's your.
It's my way of zoning out.
Exactly. It's your way of seeing that okay, this is my man cave in a sort of way.
100%.
Right. That this is my zone now. And the thing with me was that I was passionate about working out at a point of time. And I wanted to look better, not just look better, but I wanted to become healthier. You know, and I wanted to achieve a level of physical excellence so that my body won't give up on me because I've always, you know me from the last 7-8 years, right? तो को पता है कि I have a very weak this thing, you know, body that protects you from germs and stuff like that.
हाँ immunity.
Yes.
हाँ ठीक है.
Okay, so you know that I have a very weak immunity, and that was one of the reasons why I started working out and I started, you know, sort of doing it regularly. Started making myself better, started eating better, started having a better lifestyle because those were the changes that I felt that I needed in my body.
Right, talking about that, the kind of recipes we discovered during that time.
Bhai, we will discuss some of those.
हाँ, exactly.
We will. And they're so amazing. I still do that.
Exactly.
Bhai, I eat them not because I'm on a diet, but because they're tasty.
Exactly.
They're so easy to make.
High protein meals that are actually very
tasty. Very true. We will discuss some of this. We'll just tell them how to make it up. Kitchen तो नहीं है हमारे पास, but okay, whatever. By that being said, पता है, I remember this कि यार मतलब now that I look at myself, there's that passion is not alive anymore. Right. That is a problem I feel exists within me. कि भाई वो चली गई जो एक होती है ना आग कि जिम जाना है. Why do you want to go to the gym? कोई reason ही नहीं बचा.
Exactly.
ठीक है भाई चल ठीक है your dating life is going okay whatever. But the thing is that because 2 years you did not talk to anyone, you did not meet anyone, you just spent time with your parents, your family. ठीक है and your closest relatives जब भी तुम मिल पाए whatever. But the thing is that your social life it sort of completely took like a 360 degree or 180 degree, right? So the thing is कि भाई now that you think about it, भाई you're not the same person that you were 2 years ago. No one is.
No one is, and honestly speaking, I've seen a lot of people who have had a very positive character development in them. Character development, I mean, it might be a wrong word to use, whatever.
No, okay.
The kind of development they've had. Right. And few of the people have a very negative development towards
and because I have seen these things. You can say, bhai, because okay, so I won't lie, man. I'll accept this on camera. कि भाई चल ठीक है. I think I'm one of those people who had a greater negative impact from the pandemic.
Yeah.
I don't think that I've become a better version. I for sure have become a much tougher piece of motherfucker after the pandemic. I've become much more tougher than what I used to be. I'm not breaking down anymore. I'm not saying oh my god I've gained 20 kgs of weight. I don't have as many friends as I used to because
you don't dream about it anymore.
I don't dream about it. I used to dream about it.
I remember all your phases. Yeah.
Right, so that's the thing that even when I had my shit together, even when I was working out, I was driving around all the time, having fun, meeting my friends, going to college, doing one masti part, everything. Even then, I was not as tough as I am today, and that is not because I've gotten numb. रात में सोने से पहले ना there is one thought that I get in my mind कि भाई कुछ productive नहीं हुआ, ठीक है, कुछ you're hating your physical self now, you're hating your mental self now, you've forgotten how to maintain your social circles like you used to earlier. You have sort of created a completely different physical outlook of your face and of your body. Because pre-pandemic our beers never actually did not exist.
They did, but इतनी नहीं थी.
हम शेव कर लेते.
Exactly.
शेव कर लेते.
I remember.
And by now you look at yourself and you're like, "Man, जो कौन है तू यार?"
भाई seriously, मतलब you start to question yourself कि भाई this is very different. बहुत ज़्यादा. And भाई honestly मैं बताऊँ, मतलब I've had so many realizations during this time. इतनी सारी है ना भाई, मतलब if I can jot down, मतलब I'll make an Instagram post of it. Okay. I'll make 5 of my crazy realizations. I'll jot down in detail what I thought about it. And by the first being, now that we're talking about working out and all that, by the first being fitness is paramount. Honestly, during the COVID time, what I observed the most was the requirement of a certain physical state to survive. It was not a question of health anymore.
I'll tell you why that exists today, but it did not exist 200 years ago, 300 years ago, or 100 years ago for that matter. I'll tell you. But the thing is that we guys don't realize that the food that we are eating today, it's not as nutritious as it used to be.
Not at all.
It's the same
have
food.
50% of it.
Exactly, it's the same food.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the macros here. I'm talking about the vitamins and the minerals.
The micros, yeah, right.
The macros, right.
Yeah,
not the macros, the micros, right?
Exactly.
Bhai, people don't realize it. Ki, bhai, matlab, if something used to contain 100 mg of vitamin C, let's say, on an orange, like today that is fucking jotted down to what 20-25 mg.
100%. बिल्कुल कुछ चीजों का इससे भी कम है.
Exactly. And but this is why, even though back then people used to have like a very vegetarian diet or something like that, and they were more culturally oriented than we are, and also eating meat was like a big deal.
Yeah.
Like this belongs to the kings or the governors.
Right. It was kind of a luxury, right?
Yeah. Meat used to be considered as a product of luxury, right? But that is not the case anymore. But now
what you're getting out of your meats is broilers.
Yes, exactly. You're not even
honestly, I really want to put down a case study I actually studied. But it was on how the size of chicken has grown multifolds over the past 50 years. And bhai, honestly, I'm not talking about a clickbait thing, but if you actually read the good edition of it, you will realize कि जो मतलब तू पहले पिक्चर देखेगा ना 50 years पहले and you see it now, there's a huge difference. मतलब हमने बचपन में कभी देखा ही नहीं कि इतनी छोटी भी होती थी आंखें.
भाई पता है,
and chicken is the most consumed meat.
That is true. I read somewhere that there are more chickens in this world because of the broilers than there are humans.
Yes, exactly. So there is. Yeah.
But then that being coming back to the point of discussion that bhai, pata hai, actually COVID did not make me realize. Being healthy did not make me realize how useful or how essential being healthy is.
Exactly.
Being unfit, being unhealthy, and pandemic. All these three things combined, and being lethargic as well, which came with the pandemic. That made me realize how important health is, man. Because when you're physically healthy, your mental state is at a completely different level. Okay, that is at a completely different level. You're active, so you're doing things the way you want to. Even if that has sort of like
I'm telling you, if I talk from my own experiences, the most important thing you observe when you slim down, when you lean down,
you breathe
is
better.
you breathe better.
Yes.
Okay, that's first, and that is 100% true. And I have observed that in my own self. I have experienced this. I had 104 kg.
Right.
Now I'm 74 or something. Whatever.
Right.
Okay, जो भी मतलब I had a long journey for whatever reason. जो भी. By your breathing, you're so light on your feet. मतलब honestly, you're still heavy, but you still feel so light on your feet.
Exactly.
And that part, मतलब honestly, a lot of people when they recovered from the virus, what they felt was they did breathe very heavy, very heavy. And for a person like me who actually leaned down so much, उसके बाद भी I faced this situation. So that is why I was saying कि भाई fitness is paramount, and not just weight training, even cardio. मतलब I am one of those people who has always neglected cardio. मतलब ये फिक्स था कि भाई जाके वेट ट्रेनिंग करनी है, कार्डियो जा भागना।
हाँ बस
सिंपल। बट फिर भी भाई मतलब ये रियलाइजेशन आई, लेकिन आई एम नॉट श्योर मैंने इंप्लीमेंट करी है, लेकिन ये कार्डियो मैं भी नहीं करता। बट मतलब आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू दिस, एंड भाई द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट ऑफ इट ऑल वाज मतलब मेंटल हेल्थ। आई वाज वन ऑफ दोस पीपल who was very skeptical about me, my own self facing any sort of mental issues ever. ठीक है, मतलब I always felt like I was very strong or whatever XYZ, ठीक है, जो भी।
You never, let me correct you there. You never felt like you were very strong. You were conditioned into thinking that you're not supposed to feel any sort of mental turmoil ever.
Yes. Our nurturing, our upbringing was such. ठीक है, and I don't blame my parents for it. मतलब that's very normal.
They are also very unaware of this whole.
Exactly.
You know, they are hearing about these terms for the first time. So I think.
And भाई मतलब honestly तू मेरे को इतने सालों से जानता है, मतलब तूने कभी observe किया कि भाई मैं तेरे को बोलूँगी नहीं यार mentally I'm feeling this way or that way. We never used to talk about this. Right?
It was not a point of discussion.
अब पिछले 2-3 साल से we are actually discussing about this.
Why? I'll tell you why. Why? Because, and also I'll tell you why you can't exactly run to your parents or your teacher or someone, you know, except for a therapist or something like that to help you with this. And I'll tell you why. Because by what we experienced these 2 years of life, we are sitting in our homes, not doing any productive work, not as much as we used to. We've set completely different barriers, but the world has started moving to its own pace, the one that it used to have, because we are big consumers. They have to run like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, it's like that concept that you have to learn to run before you learn to walk.
Yes.
That I don't know the exact saying is, but something like that. By that has happened again. But that being said, we don't realize that we are not the only ones who suffered from this. Our parents also did. Now, why is it that we are able to sit and discuss all of these things that happened? That is because we still, even though we did not exactly have a priority in our heads of our own mental health or of each other's mental health. By now, I think that we are able to sort of, because we had little bits of knowledge about it. Maybe it was from the internet, social media, your friends, your teachers, wherever. But now that we're able to sit and think about it or discuss about it, just because we can actually acknowledge what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
If you really think about the previous generation, if you really think about people who are 10-15 years elder than us, 20 years elder than us, our parents, they are suffering, but they are unable to talk about this. Why? Because they don't know what's happening.
Exactly. वो realization कभी नहीं है क्योंकि time ही नहीं मिला contemplate करने का।
Exactly. Now, and think of this, and you know, think of this like this, कि मान ले कि अगर मेरे हाथ पे चोट लग गई, कट लगा, ठीक है? Bhai, if I'm looking all over my body, but I'm unable to look at my hand, I won't ever realize that I'm bleeding and I'll die one day. You know, it'll be like, I think I get infected. Some of the other thing. I won't be able to treat it like I'm supposed to, right? And bhai, that is the exact same thing which is happening today. People who are 40, 45, 50, they, and you know, without any disrespect or anything like that, they belong to a very different time, and we belong to a very different time.
100%.
We have westernized a lot. In our times, globalization has happened at a crazy level, and by we have become a completely different kind of audience compared to what our parents' generation is. By that brings me to the point that, you know, at least we can acknowledge and realize what's happening.
Exactly. भाई वो acceptance ही आता है ना, वो बहुत बड़ी बात।
Exactly. When you see, that's the thing ना कि चल ठीक है, अगर मुझे दिख गई मेरी कि चल यहाँ पे कटा हुआ है, I might not have Dettol, I might not have water, but at least I'll hold it like this. Right. खून और नहीं निकलेगा।
थोड़ा तो precautionary measure हो जाता है ना इंसान।
You मतलब you will at least you'll acknowledge it. So the next time, whenever you see running water, you will wash it out.
Right.
You go to the chemist, you buy Dettol, whatever, you go to the doctor. Bhai, you will do some of the other sort of a thing to be able to help yourself out of this.
And by talking about that, bhai, I suffered anxiety for the very first time in my life after I recovered from the virus. ठीक है, मेरे को एक बार हुआ है, 2 बार मेरे को एक ही बार हुआ मेरे। तो उसके बाद when I recovered from it, I experienced anxiety for the very first time, and then I understood कि भाई why people make this such a big deal. Earlier I used to hear it from my girlfriend, ठीक है, कि anxiety हो रही है and all that.
What the fuck is anxiety?
But honestly, I was always very understanding towards it कि हाँ ठीक है जो भी, but I never used to relate.
You're feeling anxious, just go to sleep.
ये सब कुछ नहीं होता भाई, सोने चले जा,
सोने चले जा।
जो भी, whatever.
ज़्यादा
भाई,
मिले।
anxiety is terrible भाई. It is मतलब it is very very wrong. मतलब भाई मेरे को तो समझ ही नहीं आया वो कह रहा है इतनी crazy breathing हो रही है, and I'm pretty sure it was not because of एकदम भाई कि मतलब वायरस से रिकवर हुआ इसलिए, because वो मेरे को एकदम से out of nowhere breathlessness हो रही है, and दिमाग में पता नहीं क्या चल रहा है, अजीब सी टिकलिंग हो रही है, समझ ही नहीं आ रहा भाई, चल क्या रहा है, प्री-वर्कआउट लिया मैंने कि भाई टिकलिंग हो रही है, क्या हो रहा है समझ ही नहीं आ रहा भाई.
Right.
It was terrible भाई, मतलब honestly, and mental health भाई मतलब honestly it gives me मतलब it gets me to the point कि how important it is.
Right.
उस टाइम में भाई जो situation थी ना, and there were not many people to talk to except your family. But ठीक है, I understand. We used to call each other. We used to meet also. हम तो मिलते भी थे. So you know the whole story.
I'll tell you. The thing is, भाई there was no one you could go to because you were not the only one who were locked inside your house. This was happening with everyone.
Every single one.
Everyone was suffering from the same thing.
Yes.
Everyone was going through this. कि चल भाई, what the fuck do we do now?
Exactly.
You know what's the fix? अच्छा, मैं मान ली that I'm feeling anxious, ठीक है? भाई, I might run to you, I might meet you, video call you, whatever, or I might run to my family. I might go, you know, yeah, I'm feeling like this. What am I supposed to do? But how can I expect them to help me?
Exactly. बिल्कुल.
Right.
And भाई especially मतलब if I'm talking about my family, my father had a busier lifestyle than the usual.
Right.
How? Because he owned a grocery store and he had got all the, because हमारे essentials में आ गई ना भाई.
Right.
essentials
So, yeah, so you guys are
See, when
actually-
I got made that pass जो भी बनता था ना to pass the barriers and all that.
Right.
So भाई I had the options of going out, but I was not really interested in it, and I was not even allowed by my parents also.
Of course.
कि भाई मतलब as a precautionary measure don't go out or whatever XYZ. He had a busier schedule than me. So उनके अंदर मैंने एक चीज नोटिस करी कि इससे ज्यादा डर जिंदगी में नहीं लगा कभी, जितना मीडिया में कवर हुई ना चीजें, इससे ज्यादा डर कभी लगा ही नहीं लाइफ कि भाई ये चल क्या रहा है वो, एंड एवरीबॉडी अराउंड इज डाइंग मैन. मतलब we lost so many of people, so many
relatives,
you know a lot of relatives who went away
Because of COVID.
because by the way we are cousins.
Yeah.
हम दोनों cousins हैं.
Yeah, because there is
हाँ.
Ahuja. Yeah.
तो
Those are cousins,
भाई
right.
the amount of deaths we actually encountered, and भाई मतलब पास में any cremation ground or any burial whatever, भाई honestly it was not really covered that much in the news.
Right.
But जितना हमने खुद अपनी आंखों से देखा, हम स्कूटियों पे घूम रहे हैं वहाँ पे जहाँ पे जाके जो लाइन लगी हुई है समझ ही नहीं आ रहा what the hell is going on. कुछ मतलब it was scary, it was completely scary भाई.
That's what bring me to this कि भाई पता है उस टाइम पे ना it was scary but all what we wanted to do was that चल अब और सैनिटाइजर लगा ले, 2 मास्क और पहन ले, हम जाके नहा लियो.
Exactly. बड़ा selfish हो गया था इंसान उस टाइम पे.
चल ठीक है, that is understandable. But भाई what I'm getting at is the mental aspect of it. हमने कभी एड्रेस ही नहीं करी ये चीज.
Never, कभी सोचा ही नहीं उस टाइम. तो उस टाइम तो ये था भाई हम कैसे यहाँ ना जाए. समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? उस टाइम नहीं सोचा.
Now that you're out of it, भाई अगर I tell you something, God forbid if someone dear to you dies or something like that happens, something terrible to someone dear to you happens, भाई your first, because you're a guy and you're a strong ass motherfucker, what you'll do is your first reaction will be, ठीक है, how do I deal with the situation first? If someone's passed away, okay, what all things I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to call the people. I'm supposed to take care of the rituals. I'm supposed to. That's what you will do.
Yes.
But after a couple of days, after your relatives are gone and you're sitting at your home, you will sit, think, maybe cry, maybe acknowledge it, maybe feel sad, you maybe feel down, something like that you will do.
Yeah.
There will be some or the other sort of a, you know, कि चलो ठीक है, I'm acknowledging this.
Yes.
I'm trying to sort of let it sink. कि चलो ठीक है, let that sink in कि okay, this has happened and I've done the things that I'm supposed to do for the society. Now is my time to acknowledge this and think about this and deal with it.
Yes.
In whatever way. But when COVID happened, you're losing people here and there, right and left.
And भाई इतना ज़्यादा ordinary हो गया था यार एक point पे.
Exactly.
कभी भी news आ जाती है भाई.
Now you listen to someone dying, ठीक है? And I don't mean to be disrespectful towards anyone. भाई कोई जान पहचान anyone. भाई you're not as shocked as you used to be 2 years ago.
भाई I experienced a very sad situation in my family a few days back.
Yeah, I
okay?
know. Alright.
So that was the time when people notice that how the fuck are you so strong? By the kind of realizations I've had in the past 2 years is that ठीक है, this is the inevitable end.
The mortality of the whole exact my
मतलब that is crazy. मतलब honestly we as young men, we are what 21.
Yeah, we are about 21.
उसके बाद भी भाई मतलब this kind of realization, I never expected me to have this kind of realization. मतलब भाई I don't know कैसे मतलब I don't know how to put this in straight words.
Bhai, and I'll tell you why we are like this, that this whole realization is happening to us and why it is such a big deal. But because we've lived very materialistic lives, life throughout our time. We've been very materialistic throughout our lives.
Yes.
Bhai, and that is a big thing here because see, we're not spiritual, we're not very religious. So like I am, you're not, and I'm also spiritual.
Each to its own. Yes.
Whatever, to each its own. But by that being said, we at our course, we went to schools, we drove around in cars, we drink, we party, we have fun, we do all those things. But we grew this realization towards death at such a personal and deep level. Let me tell you, today I acknowledge the fact that there will be a time when I will grow old, or maybe I'll die in an accident, maybe I'll get sick, something, but I will die.
And it doesn't scare me anymore. That is what is problematic for me.
I've accepted it.
Yeah, same.
And
इतनी जल्दी acceptance कैसे भाई तू बूढ़ा हो गया क्या? मेरे को ये बात तो समझ नहीं आती.
This is
what is your age?
Bhai, see, this is where you're wrong. I'll tell you why. This is where you're wrong. Bhai, you think that accepting the fact that you're a model at the age of 60-65 is a good thing. It's not.
I'm not saying 60-65. कुछ तो
no, listen, I'll tell you something. Bhai, if a 10-year-old realizes the fact that he's model, or even a 5-year-old for that matter, that beta, see your great grandfather died today, you're standing in the cremation hall or the graveyard or whatever, and this will be you one day, and this day might be tomorrow, or it might not be there for the next 80-85 years, you don't know, but it will be you one day.
It is uncertain, but it's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Yes, that's
true. You get that realization, that's actually doing wonders to you, but you're not realizing it. I honestly believe, see, tell me how long ago was it that we started to start a podcast together? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 20 days ago.
Max.
It happened in the month of December.
Yes.
Today is what?
30th है. 30th नहीं, आज क्या है?
29th है.
देख के बता क्या?
Today is the 27th. Okay. 27th. So 27th of December. So the thing is कि see today भाई I'm sure कि 20 दिन से ज़्यादा नहीं हुए इस बात को that we decided to start a podcast together. या वो चीज़ अलग है that we always thought that we've experienced this कि जो भी हमारे साथ आता है बैठते हैं बातें करते हैं they enjoy a lot because they love our conversations and that was always a plus point.
Sides are also very different from a lot of people.
Yeah, that is true. But that being said, bhai, why the fuck do you think this happened in the last 20 days that you decided that you will start a podcast? Within a week's of time, you got the tables, lights, mics, every single. Bhai, 20 दिन हुए you're recording your first podcast.
Right.
You don't have any experience in media. You don't have any experience.
We only have experience in
camera. Yeah, that's all. You don't know how to edit videos.
Yeah.
We'll be watching YouTube tutorials. We'll be doing a lot of things to be able to edit them. We are trying to be as good in our quality as possible. That's one thing. But by that being said, you don't know anything. You don't have any past experience. तुमने कोई BCMC नहीं करी, तू law का student है, मैं BBA graduate हूँ. भाई हमारा दूर दूर तक कोई हमने पहले कभी कोई Instagram पे रील नहीं पोस्ट करी, हमने कभी TikTok पे नहीं
मैंने थोड़ी सी करी है. हाँ
ठीक है, that is उसमें भाई that is nothing like this.
हाँ of course.
भाई editing a video on Instagram reels and rating on iMovie.
भाई दुनिया जमाने का बहुत फर्क है यार.
बहुत फर्क है.
देख लिया.
Right? भाई that being said, अब तू बात कुछ सोचना कि यार मतलब why do you think that you made this decision this quick कि चल ठीक है I want to do it. By somewhere in the back, you don't see it yet because death is something that is supposed to scare you. That is what everyone teaches you. You're scared of death at a very basic level, at a very essential level. You go to cremation hall when you're a kid, you see someone's body burning, you feel fucking scared. That is something unimaginable for you, right? You haven't even at the tender 5, 6, 7, something like that. You have never seen a chicken getting slaughtered. You're seeing a body get burnt or cremated or something. Like getting basically what is it? Telegans is what mentioned. I don't know what's the term, so I don't want to be disrespectful. But by that being said, that is a scary concept. The concept of death is scary. And okay, in our religion, it is looked at a very different way. It is sort of celebrated as well in some cases or something like that. But in a lot of other religions, it is something that is to be scared, and it is something that is very dark, and very cold and stuff like that. It's a very whole ass theme. You think of death, you get this cold.
If you talk to 10 different people in a room, the death is very subjective.
Yes,
very
subjective. But that being said, by you today have realized that death is inevitable and it
Yes.
is going to happen to you.
Yes.
And that is the only reason why you're able to make decisions as quick as you can. Bhai,
No,
today
yeah,
tell me what your daily schedule is on like a Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Where your regular weekday, you live somewhere in South Delhi.
Yeah.
Okay? You go all the way to where your Priyampura.
जो भी
Well, whatever.
whatever.
You go from one part of Delhi to another part of Delhi. You're driving somewhere around 60 to 70 kilometers of
Per
your
day.
car every
Yeah.
single day.
Every
आना
single
जाना
day.
मिला के, right?
College.
That is just the college. You have certain responsibilities at home. Right?
Family obligations.
Family obligations, certain responsibilities that
Yes.
you have to take care of.
Yeah.
You have a girlfriend.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm dating.
You're dating someone,
Yes.
so am I. And we have to make sure that we are spending enough time with them as well.
Yes.
We have to be good boyfriends.
Giving
We have
them
to-
good
yeah,
time.
we
Yeah,
have
of course.
we have to keep our relationships healthy.
Yes.
You have a certain kind of social circle. You
Yes.
have to maintain with them as well. You go to the gym every single fucking day from the
Yeah.
last 5 years.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You spend an hour and a half or something like that
Yeah.
over there. Why? You are not in your right mind if you say that, "Chalo, theek hai, I can start a podcast. I can do a podcast."
Bhai, exactly.
Why do you
had
do
this
you seriously
conversation,
think
bhai?
exactly? Do you seriously think, bhai, from saying that okay, I have some doubts, I'm not sure about this, and 20 days aage, you're recording a first podcast. You've got everything set up in a matter of 20 days.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
agree.
seriously think that there's nothing about you realizing the mortal nature of your own self in any of this? Bhai, I disagree.
See, that's a good point of view. Honestly, I respect that.
You know,
I agree to it.
Bhai,
to a certain
but
extent.
think of this in the broader perspective. This is like a very small sample size. But people today are traveling more.
Yes.
Right? You go to Manali right now, there's a 6-hour traffic.
Bhai,
On
that's
the Manali
crazy.
Leh highway,
हाँ,
right?
हाँ.
We saw this news. 6-hour long traffic on the Manali Leh highway. Bhai, tell me something. Why do you think people are able to make these spontaneous decisions so fast today?
Revenge traveling.
Revenge traveling, why is revenge traveling happening?
Bhai,
COVID happened 1 year ago. उसमें भी 6 महीने के gaps आए.
हाँ.
Revenge traveling was the time.
Why? Because of the restrictions the government had put up.
No, that is okay. That is one
हाँ.
thing. ठीक है, but understand the point here. कि चल ठीक है, आधा पहले 3 महीने तुम घर में थे क्योंकि बहुत heavy wave, and then there was 3 months of कि चलो everything is fine, 3-4 months. So everyone started traveling in those 3-4 months. That was revenge traveling.
Yes.
ठीक है, but why are people more spontaneous today than they were earlier? Why are
हाँ,
चल, ठीक है, people are losing jobs.
ठीक है, I remember we had this conversation
Right,
earlier as well.
right.
Yes.
So the thing is that India faces a problem of its low literacy rate, and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but what I'm trying to show you is how spontaneous people have become. Maybe they don't realize it today, but something in the back of their head,
what I
they
feel is
genuinely feel that-
even if you're spontaneous, people are actually making poor financial decisions.
Yeah,
but they're still enjoying it.
Exactly.
And we on the other hand, हमारे साथ ये system नहीं है.
We
हमारे साथ ये system नहीं है. No.
Chandika, we think a lot.
हाँ,
We overthink a lot of things, so that is
Yeah.
a completely different topic. But think about this. People are starting more businesses today.
Yeah.
Why the startup capital of India changed from Bangalore to Delhi some 5-6 months back, I think. Or maybe a bit longer than that. People are unaware of it. There are more startups registered in Delhi today than there are in Bangalore right now. Okay? I mean, that's what it used to be at least 5-6 months ago. So I'm not exactly sure if that's changed again, but that's what it was. Okay? Shows like Shark Tank are doing great. People are becoming more and more optimistic and more, that okay, I have to do this. I have to try this out. Why is that happening? Do you seriously think that there is no... Acha, and kids are traveling more overseas?
Yes.
For education,
I just
migrating
cannot
more.
understand the amount of people who are migrating. भाई चल क्या रहा है भाई? You open any social media platform. You
भाई
look
यार.
for friends. You call up XYZ friend. भाई मैंने तो LLM करने बाहर जाना है. भाई बस. और ये नहीं कि भाई मैं बहुत रैंडमली सुन रहा हूँ एक आध इंसान से. भाई पूरी दुनिया लगी हुई है कि भाई मैं लंदन जाना है, मैंने ये
लंदन
करना
जाना
है.
है.
भाई लोन लेके जाएं, बाप के पैसे पे जाएं, डजंट मैटर, हमें जाना
जाना
है.
है.
भाई आधे लोगों को मैं कसम से बता रहा हूँ भाई, if you talk to a lot of people, they don't have any goals in their mind. They just want to go out.
But tell me something, when you look at this at a major scale, do you accept the fact that the Western culture has sort of been promoted a lot in our lives?
100% मैं तो मानता हूँ. हेजबनी वाला concept
है ना, proper है ना, that through Bollywood, through influencers, through
every media outlet,
every media
कुछ भी हो.
outlet,
हाँ.
the westernized culture
Yes.
and the West is basically portrayed as something fancy, something
Yes,
amazing,
yes,
something
yes.
that we should all work
100%,
towards
yes.
achieving or going, right? But don't you think that it is sort of connected to that more and more
It
people
is.
are acting upon the fact?
It is.
Because I'll tell you something. Ever since I was a kid, I used to watch shows like Ben 10, Molly, Oswald,
100%.
all of these, सब बाहर का, right?
Yes.
Choda Bheem happened way later.
Yes,
I was
yes,
what
yes.
in 5th class when Choda Bheem happened. 6th.
Even that was good, but हम
Yeah, but तब तक हो गया था cartoon से थोड़ा.
हाँ.
But भाई, our minds were conditioned in such a way that there were times when I used to sit and think, yeah, man, I wish I was fucking born in USA.
Why? Exactly.
Why? Because that has been the American dream
हाँ.
is portrayed to us as the perfect lifestyle.
भाई honestly मतलब I 100% agree with you, but I feel like I'm very fortunate to have people around me who actually gave me a reality check of how great India is.
Right.
Honestly.
I mean, it is very great.
हाँ मतलब honestly I feel कि अगर तुम्हारी लाइफ में कोई इंसान नहीं है ना जो तुम्हें ये पूरा तुम्हारा कॉन्सेप्ट तोड़ रहा है जीवनी वाला, तो भाई कोई भी बहुत जल्दी ब्रेन वॉश हो जाएगा, बहुत जल्दी ब्रेन वॉश हो जाएगा.
And पता है, अच्छा, so you know that I planned on going to Canada.
हाँ, I remember.
Yes. भाई, this is
वो भी इस साल की तो बात है.
हाँ, भाई, think about it.
हाँ, of course.
भाई, so many spontaneous decisions I have taken.
इस बार भाई this year 2022 it has been productive, I'd say that, but जितना dynamic and spontaneous था ये साल.
Exactly.
मतलब समझ ही नहीं आया कि क्या है लाइफ में, क्या है.
भाई, brings it all back to the whole point where we say कि चलो ठीक है, भाई, I cannot just sit here and say that the fact that we all realize that we are moral, not moral, but the fact that we all realize that mortality is a concept that exists, and we were sort of face to face, we came face to face with it. I believe that even though people are not realizing it today, but I think that this whole concept is affecting their lives a lot today. It has to, because think about it. See, today I read this post a couple of weeks back, this article thing of Business Insider India, which said that migration in India has become a huge problem, but even today India is creating more millionaires than it is sending out.
हाँ,
because obviously a certain privileged class is going overseas for education, for whatever, but they're starting a business over there, they're doing something like that, but they're basically planning to get a residency or becoming a citizen of some other country, whatever. That is okay, good. But obviously you need to be privileged at a certain sector to be able to even imagine doing that.
Exactly.
Right? Cool. That being said, so this is the post that I read, that India is sending out a lot of millionaires, which is problematic, because if a lot of people who are carrying a huge amount of GDP are going out, then your GDP will eventually come down or something like that. Right? Yes. I won't get into the exact
exactly.
but I think
we discussed about this.
Right?
I don't want to get into a lot of
but you get the point,
yes.
right? I'll discuss the technicalities sometime later, whatever. But the thing is that even though we are sending out so many people, we are creating more millionaires as well. I think that this is the product of startups. This is the product of people following their passion. Okay, maybe 100 people following their passion, 85 are failing, only 15 are succeeding. Okay. I'm seeing a lot more restaurants shutting down which opened 3 months ago, 4 months ago, than I'm seeing succeeding. That is true. But by that being said, people are actually acting upon the things that they wanted to.
And by talking about that, COVID के time पे, pandemic के time पे, हमने नहीं कितने startups सोचे थे यार. We actually worked on 2 of them. So हमने actually
मतलब नाम नहीं लेना.
Of course. But जो भी हमने कितनी ज़्यादा पता है the difference between us and other people was हमने बहुत इतनी ज़्यादा deep research करी कि we actually figured out कि भाई pros and cons क्या है, हमारे पास की भी है, इतना पैसा invest करना नहीं करना चाहिए हमारे पास.
हमने काफी critical होके करा कि
critical हमने ज़्यादा experiment नहीं किया.
Yes.
ये था हमने trial and error भी नहीं किया.
But by that being said, now if I look at my father today, he's a man who's been working since the day he turned 16, 17, he started earning. So I have to open a grocery store, I have to start earning, then he got into the real estate business later on in his life, whatever. Bhai, if you really think about it, my father and a huge amount of people his age, if you think about them today, by 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, or whatever, they never had the chance to even be able to think and analyze, okay, what do I want from my life?
100%. I agree. And भाई पता है honestly इसमें क्या था, बहुत traditional concepts of earning होते थे. ये बात तो मैं मानता हूँ. I've seen my मतलब from the time I was born till तब तक होश संभाला, तब से देख रहा हूँ my father's earning. और मतलब all the time he's providing for the family and everything. By right, as just like your father, he started earning when he was 18, 16, 18.
Yeah, there was a gap of a year or something like
that. Our fathers are also cousins, by the way.
Of course,
So he was 18 when he was working. So I had this conversation with him the other day. So he said कि हमारे पास ना the paths of earning were very limited. ये चीज होती ही थी हमेशा, लेकिन अब मतलब what I feel, see I'm no expert, but मेरे को वैसे लगता है कि the paths of opportunities, the paths of earning, it has widened a lot. And in every aspect of life, there is sort of
before the
earning.
whole social media, food blogger, lifestyle blogger, fashion, even before the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook era, I believe that these things have increased a lot, man. I'll tell
Yes.
you why. Why? And okay, so there are.
And like इसमें पता है honestly मैं एक बात बताऊँ, from मतलब if you're talking about earning on online platforms, I believe this is just my opinion. I'm not imposing. I feel Jio का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है.
भाई it's not imposed, भाई it is true.
मतलब I don't know भाई, मतलब honestly.
Bhai, I'll tell you something. The only reason why today you see Americans making fun of Indians on the stupid videos we Bhai, the only reason why today Carminati as a celebrity exists, or Tanmay Bhatt for that
Yes,
matter
yes,
exists, after his Facebook platform,
Yes.
after his YouTube platform, sorry, of course. The only reason you see all of these things happening, the only reason why Instagram influencers are a thing, the only reason why Puneet Superstar exists. Why?
I love that guy.
You have to thank Jio for that.
100%.
Why? Because before that, why? Okay.
But
I was
वैसे
always,
कोई एक बात बताओ.
I've always belonged to a certain privileged class,
हाँ जी.
जिनके पास अपने फोन में
इंटरनेट होता था.